दरबार की जय श्री वृषभानु दुलार की जय। अलबेली सरकार की जय श्री वृषभानु दुलार की जय। अलबेली सरकार की जय। अति भोरी सुकुमार की जय। करुणा की भंडार की जय। अति भोरी सुकुमार की जय। करुणा की भंडार की जय। महाभाव सरकार की जय। निराधार आधार की जय। श्री वृषभानु दुलार की जय। अलबेली सरकार की जय। श्री वृषभानु दुलार की जय। अलबेली सरकार की जय। शक्ति ढादिनी सार की जय। मूरत रूप सिंगार की जय। शक्ति ढादिनी सार की जय। मूरत रूप सिंगार की जय। श्री वृषभानु दुलार की जय। अलबेली सरकार की जय। श्री वृषभानु दुलार की जय। अलबेली सरकार की जय। मम कृपालु सरकार की जय। मम कृपालु सरकार की जय। सखियन प्राणाधार की जय। मम कृपालु सरकार की जय। सखियन प्राणाधार की जय। श्री वृषभानु दुलार की जय। अलबेली सरकार की जय। श्री वृषभानु दुलार की जय। अलबेली सरकार की जय। श्री वृषभानु दुलार की जय। अलबेली सरकार की। श्रीमद सतगुरु सरकार की जय। श्रीमद युगल सरकार की जय। श्री वृषभानु नंदिनी की जय।
मलिक भैया राधे।
Radha Radha to everybody and warm welcome to Bhagwatam classes and very nice day also today. With the grace of Shri Maharaj Ji, Kripaluji Maharaj, we are progressing well into the Bhagwatam classes and his senior Pracharak, as you know, Swamiji, which is doing the Prachar all over India and as well USA, Mukandanand, as I have introduced in the previous sessions, and he is famous for the mind management and he has given the help to millions of devotees. And his senior instructor, Rajesh Ji, is kindly accepted and continuing with the Bhagavatam classes. The total structure of the sessions will be a small bhajan, followed by Rajesh Ji, followed by an introduction by the new devotees who are joining, and then Rajesh Ji, and Rajesh Ji will take over question and answer session also. And I'm pleased to announce today we have already ventured into second classes which is bhajan classes. So we will be looking for who would like to join and which days and timings are suitable, and we will send a questionnaire for all the devotees to give their opinion later on. And the third, we are venturing for children classes for Bhagavatam Gita for the age groups 3 to 12 in 2 classes. But that will be a little later on, but that will be good for all the parents for the classes. Thank you. And over to Anjan Bhaiya ji. Radhe Radhe Bhaiya.
Rajesh Bhaiya, please go first.
कस्तूरी तिलकम ललाट पटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम नासाग्रे वरमौक्तिकम करतले वेणुकरे कंकणम सर्वांगे हरिचंदनम सुललितम कंठे च मुक्तावली गोपास्त्री परिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपालचूडामणि वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Reading from the Bhagavad Mahapuran, the highest in importance literature in Vedic culture. Amongst all the Puranas, all the Upanishads, all the Shastras, Bhagavad stands the tallest. And the reason is Bhagavad is infused with only devotion and no other contamination of any other scriptural knowledge or material knowledge. So we shared the story that Vyasadeva, he was very much discontented after writing so many Puranas, 17 Puranas. He wrote Mahabharata, he wrote Vedanta Sutra, but still he was not satisfied. And that is when Naradji told him the reason for his discontentment is the fact that he has not written a Granth which has only bhakti, which is the highest dharma. So that is the fortune that we have. We are reading the highest literature in the Vedic culture. And we also shared a shlok from the first canto, first chapter, which said that Pibat Bhagavat Rasamalayam, Pibat Bhagavat Rasamalayam Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. So Kalpataru is the wish fulfilling tree, and this ripened fruit of Bhagavad is full of nectar, and the Rasik sense are never tired of partaking of this nectar. That is what the opening sentence, opening shloka in the first canto indicated. It also talked about the knowledge of Bhagavad, about the absolute truth, where the divinity was compared to the absolute truth, Satyam Param Dhimahi. That makes Bhagavad acceptable and available for all. Because there are different sets of devotees. Some may worship a particular form, some may worship a particular entity, but Bhagavad is also saying that this is about the absolute truth, Satyam Param Dhimahi. And as I mentioned, Katab Rahit knowledge is Bhagavatam all about. So there are no material contamination. And the other characteristics is that Tene Hridaya, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kave. First, this knowledge was imparted to Brahma ji by Narad ji. First, this knowledge was imparted by Narayan, Lord Narayan to Brahma ji, because we learned that Brahma ji was born from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and Brahma ji did not know the purpose of his appearance, the purpose of his avatar. So he is wondering what he needs to do, and then he heard the sound tapa tapa. At that time, the material has not been created. The material is in the unmanifest form. As we understood, when the universe begins, there is nothing. So the process was Purush and Prakriti are the two entities which will start the process. So from the Prakriti, the element that is generated is Mahan, and from Mahan, Ahankar, and from Ahankar, Panch Tanmatra, from Panch Tanmatra, Panch Mahabhut, and then all the various elements in the universe are manifested. So when Brahmaji heard tapa tapa, he sat in meditation, and that's when Lord Narayan appeared and spoke to him Chatushloki Bhagavad. Only 4 shlokas, very short shlokas, but that had all the knowledge. And later Vyasadeva expanded this knowledge into what we have now seen in the 345 chapters, 18,000 shlokas and 12 cantos. So we are reading from the first canto. After completing the Mahatamya, in the first session, we learned about the importance of Bhagavad, why Bhagavad is considered the highest literature. And then we went into the first canto. And in the first canto, we briefly learned about the questions by the sages. 6 questions were raised by the Shaunakadik rishis. Shaunakadik rishis are the 88,000 rishis living in Naimisharanya forest. And all these rishis, their leader is Shaunak. So Sri Shaunak is the leader of the rishis, and that is why they are called Shaunakadik rishis. And these rishis are in conversation with Suta Goswami, who is giving them this knowledge. So the 6 questions that were raised by the sages were very profound. The question was, what is the highest knowledge? What is the essence of all the Vedas, all the Puranas, all the Upanishads? So this was one question. And the second question was, in Kali Yuga, we have a short life. Everyone is disturbed. They are misguided by others. They have all kinds of misfortunes. They are lazy. They are not very wise. So that is the symptom of the Jiva in Kali Yuga. So in Kali Yuga, how we have to do our duties, we have to live, was the question raised by the sages. And also there is question about the birth of Sri Krishna, avatar of Sri Krishna, because God doesn't take birth. I mean, it appears that he is taking birth, but God is unborn. He is ajanma, he is eternal. So the birth is a mysterious birth for the Lord. He makes it appear so, but in reality, God doesn't have to take birth like us. He is unborn. So the question was, why did Shri Krishna appear in the womb of Devaki? And also they raise questions about dharma, that now that Shri Krishna has left the earth, left the planet, so where is dharma residing? So those questions were answered by Sut Goswami, and Sut Goswami said the essence of all the scriptural knowledge is that God has three forms. One form is called Brahm, another Paramatma, and the third is Bhagwan. In the form of Brahm, the Lord God is present in every particle, in every atom of the universe. In the form of Paramatma, he is seated in our heart. As we would have read in Bhagwat Gita, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashe Istitah Aham Adirhi Madhyam Cha Bhutana Mant Eva Cha 10:20. Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivisto Matta Smritir Gyan Apohanam Cha Vedaisya Sarvair Ahmeva Vedyo Vedant Kridved Videva Chaham 1861. Ishwarah Sarvabhutanam Hriddeshe Arjun Tishtati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantrarudhani Mayaya. In all these three shlokas and elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord Shri Krishna says that I am seated in your heart. The same Shri Krishna who has created this entire universe, who is the original person, who is eternal, who is omnipotent, who is omniscient, who is omnipresent, that Shri Krishna in Paramatma form is seated in our heart right now. If we can get this knowledge immediately, we become God realized. But the trouble is, the Maya, the curtain between God and us is so strong that although theoretically we know that God is seated in our heart, but we don't have the practical realization. But when we keep doing our sadhana, we will get to that stage. So that was the content of the first chapter. Sages raised the question, and also the mitigation was narrated by Sut Goswami, that how you can overcome the problems in Kali Yuga. You are always disturbed, your fortune is dwindling, your nature is that of a very lazy person, and your lifespan is short. So the solution to all these is Savai punsa paro dharma yato bhaktir adhokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. So Sut Goswami says we have to do bhakti, and this bhakti, there are three conditions. It has to be ananya. Means if you are doing bhakti of God, it is God and God alone. No other personality or entity we should worship, because the moment we do that, suppose somebody starts worshipping Devata, somebody starts worshipping Yaksha, or then it is not Ananya Bhakti. So the condition is Ananya Bhakti, and the second condition is Apratihata Bhakti, means it should be continuous. There should not be even a slight break. And third is it should be Ahaituki, it should be without any material desires, because no need to ask God for anything, because God provides everything to the devotee, as we learned from Bhagavad Gita. Then we also learned about the discontentment of Vyasdev, which we just spoke about. Vyasji is not happy, and Naradji comes and starts talking about the reason why he is not happy, and he narrates his own story, that he was the son of a maid servant in his previous life, and because his mother was very pious and she was serving the sages in Chaturmasya period, so she got a lot of benedictions, and Naradji was also benefiting from that situation. He was learning about all the scriptural knowledge, and also he was eating the remnants of the food left by the sages. So his bhakti grew to such an extent that once he had the glimpse of the Lord. So Sri Krishna's darshan he had, but that was only for a short while. and then it never happened to him, and he was now hankering to get the darshan. So when he became very much despondent, then the Akashvani happened that you will be realizing your devotional benefits in your next life. This life, this was just a glimpse. In the next life, you will be born in such a situation that you will always be chanting the name of the Lord. So Naraji told the glories of bhakti to Vyasadev, and then Vyasadev ji wrote Bhagwat Mahapuran, which is full of bhakti. And then the next chapter is about, if you can just go back to the slides. So out of the first set of 7-8 chapters, so we went into the avatars of God, and we learned about the 24 avatar. So here the first avatar is the Sankadik Rishi, the second avatar Shukar, which is the boar form, who was killed by Vara, and the third avatar was Naradji, fourth avatar was Narayan, fifth avatar Kapil Bhagwan, sixth Dattatreya, seventh Yagya Bhagwan, eighth Rishabh. You can go to the next, the previous one. And similarly, other avatar like Parshuram, like Buddha, and the last avatar will be Kalki. So we talked about Veda Vyas discontentment, and then we will go into the next episode, which is about Naradji's past life. That also we just described. And then we can go to the slides, the topic of Bhishma Pitama, and yes, the next one. So this is the topic of Bhishma Pitama, which we will learn today. No, the previous one. So, no, the one which you just displayed, Bhishma Pitama. Yeah. So today we will learn about this episode. And before we read about the episode which is described, we should know about the personality of Bhishma. As we all know, he was the grandsire in the family of Pandavas and Kauravas, and the most respected, and with such personality that he had Iksha Mrityu, that Bhishma Pitama can only die, can leave his body only when he wishes to. So otherwise the death will not touch him. That was the boon granted to him. And Bhishma Pitama, he did all his duties in the kingdom. He has to be loyal to Duryodhan, who is his king, but he also has to protect the dharma. And he is the one who has delivered the lecture on dharma, that how Varnashram dharma should be followed. So the question arises, Bhishma Pitama is such an important personality and is so knowledgeable. Then why is it that Bhishma Pitama could not prevent Mahabharata war? Why is it Bhishma Pitama, in his presence, Draupadi was insulted? Dushashan and Duryodhan, they wanted to disrobe Draupadi of her dress. So there is a very interesting fact about it, that Bhishma Pitama is considered one of the Mahajans. Mahajans means there are only 12 Mahajans in the history, and Bhishma Pitama is one of them. So they are the highest devotees. And so since Bhishma Pitama is such a high devotee, the Leela that he played in this role was to prove the fact that even if a personality like Bhishma is present in the side, if Sri Krishna is not there, the victory cannot be yours. So he sided with Kauravas. He was the commander-in-chief for Kauravas, and everyone knows that Bhishma Pitama has Iksha Mrityu. He can select his time of death. So Duryodhan and party are very much confident that they will win the war. But it did not happen so. Pandavas won the war despite the presence of Bhishma Pitama. So the Leela for Bhishma Pitama was he will side with Kauravas, and still the point will be proven that no matter how strong you are, if God is not with you, you cannot win. So that is why he played such a difficult role, and he took the pretext that I am loyal to Duryodhan, so I cannot go against him. So he is trying to preserve the dharma. At the same time, he is very much anguished about what is going on. So anyway, we all know the story how Bhishma Pitama was attacked by Shri Krishna, who had actually taken the vow that he will not lift the weapon. But Shri Krishna lifted the weapon and he attacked Bhishma Pitama. And now Bhishma Pitama is lying on the bed of arrows. So he's lying on the bed of arrows, and to see him, all the personalities have appeared, which you can see in the picture. Shri Krishna is standing and all other brothers of Pandavas, they are there, Draupadi is there. So a very profound conversation takes place, and Bhishma Pitama is lying in death in the bed of arrows for a long time. So one of the conversation is he is asking Arjun that Arjun, my head is very much, my throat is very much parched. Can you get me some water to drink? So Arjun was a supreme archer. So he shot an arrow which went into the earth, and Mother Ganga, the water flowed and the Ganga gel went into his mouth. Also, he told Arjun that although my body is resting on the bed of arrows, but my neck is not in a comfortable position. So Arjun shot some other arrows and made a kind of a pillow in the form of the arrows, so he could rest his head. And then he had delivered the lecture on dharma, and the lecture on Varnashram Dharma by Bhishma Pitama is considered such a high discourse. But here, what Shri Krishna is telling Arjun, he is telling Draupadi, because Draupadi told a few words that, "O Pitama, you have given such a lecture. You have given such a lecture about dharma, but where was your dharma when I was being insulted?" So this was a direct question to Bhishma Pitama. And as Swami Mukundanandji has explained in his lecture, I learned from his lecture that reply of Bhishma Pitama was, Draupadi, I was eating the grains in Duryodhan's court and in his kingdom. And because I was doing that, my brain had got polluted. And that is why I did what I did. So he asked Arjun to shoot an arrow, and that made him to lose the blood. And then he says that now my head is so much purified, and I can tell you that this was the reason. And he started talking about his devotion to Shri Krishna. And finally, he says, after giving all the discourses about dharma, what is the highest dharma? And he says the highest dharma is to develop love for the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. So he described all the Varnashram dharma, and finally he says that the highest dharma is to have the devotion for the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. And he said, "O Shri Krishna, I have a daughter to offer to you." So everyone was surprised that Bhishma Pitama is a brahmachari. He is a brahmachari by birth. And why is he talking about he has a daughter? So Shri Krishna said, but please explain to us what exactly you mean that you have a daughter. You are a brahmachari, Bhishma Pitama. So Bhishma Pitama says, I am talking about my heart, my sentiments for you my bhakti, which is a Kavari Kanya, which is a unmarried daughter of mine, because my heart never had any other desire other than the devotion to your lotus feet, and that is the daughter I'm offering to you. So this is the episode about Bhishma Pitama. Sri Krishna helps re-establish the kingdom of the Kuru ancestry, and King Yudhishthir rules the entire Prithvi Lok. The kingdom had all the opulences and the subject faced no miseries. Sri Krishna stays back in Hastinapur for a few months, consoling everyone, and for the sake of his sister Subhadra. Lord Krishna's departure was extremely painful to all. Many of them fainted. Uddhav and Satyaki were accompanying Sri Krishna. So this is about the post-Mahabharata episode. Let us see what is there in the next slide. So in the next slide, Sri Krishna, after attending all the yajnas, etc. in Hastinapur, after King Yudhishthir has been established as the king, he decided to visit Dwarka. So he went to Dwarka, covering different regions on the way, which are Kuru Jungle, Panchal, Brahmavart, Kurukshetra, Matsya, Saraswat, and he blew his conch shell Panchajanya after arriving in Dwarka. So in the next slide, we will see how he was welcomed in Dwarka by the subject. The residents came out to welcome Sri Krishna, who sang the glories and brought many gifts. The Lord reciprocated and blessed everyone. He first went to the palace of his parents, and he then went to the palaces of his queens. So he first showed his obeisances to his parents, that is Vasudeva and Devaki, and then he met his queens. And as we know, which we will read in detail, there were 16,108 wives of Sri Krishna. So the first 8 wives, they are called Patranis. They are the chief queens: Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, then Lakshmana, Kalindi. They are the chief queens. And later we will read about every marriage in detail. And also he had married 16,100 wives, who were the princesses who had been captured by Bhaumasur, the demon, and he was competing with Sri Krishna, and how Sri Krishna went and decimated his fortress and released these princesses. And these princesses, they had always adored Sri Krishna, and they said, we have nowhere else to go. So Sri Krishna, where to go, and Naradji also suggested that, Krishna, this is the best that you marry them. So that's how Sri Krishna got married to 16,100 wives. So total 16,100 plus 8, 16,108 wives. And in Dwarka, there was a palace for each wife. So later we will read in Bhagwat Mahapuran that when once Naradji went to Dwarka, he was astounded. Sri Krishna was present in each palace. So in the first palace, Rukmini ji is feeding Sri Krishna. Naradji saw that, he greeted them. Then Naradji went to the second palace. There Sri Krishna is in the swimming pool and he is having bath, and he is being assisted by his wife, Satyabhama. In the third palace, when Naradji visited, Sri Krishna is playing Chaucer with his wife Jambavati. In the fourth palace, some other Leela Sri Krishna is having. So Sri Krishna is equally and simultaneously present in each and every palace, in all the 16,108 palaces. This is what Bhagavad describes. So this is the fact about God, that God can do anything and everything. God is called, Sri Krishna is called Kartum Akartum Anyatha Kartum Samarth. He can do everything, and he can do the possible, he can do the impossible. So Kartum Akartum Anyatha Kartum Samartha. So nothing is impossible for God, nothing is impossible for Sri Krishna. And that is what he is showing in all these Leelas, that there are 16,108 palaces, and Sri Krishna is present in each and every palace. So this is where many people may say these are symbolic representation. And if you have listened to Swami Mukundanandji, he will completely advise us not to think in that line about the symbolism and other such philosophies. So for the simple reason that what is it God cannot do? So that is why for a devotee, every Leela is factual, and the devotee knows that all this has taken place. So this was the topic about Sri Krishna visiting Dwarka. Now let's go to the next one. And now we will learn about King Parikshit. But before we learn about the birth of King Parikshit, there were a couple of other episodes, and that was about Ashwathama. So when Pandavas have won the battle and all have been killed, and Duryodhan is wounded and is sitting in the water, and he is just full of anger and so much of agony. And that is when Ashwathama speaks to him, and he suggests that I will go and kill the Pandavas while they are sleeping in the night. So Duryodhan also encouraged him to do that, and Ashwathama visited. This was a very unchivalrous way of attacking the Pandavas. So the 5 children of Pandavas were sleeping, and Ashwathama thought that these are the 5 Pandavas, and he killed those 5 children, and he took the heads of those children to Duryodhan, and it was dark, so he did not know that these were the heads of the children of Pandavas, and they were not Pandavas. So Duryodhan came to know about it. First, he was very happy that Ashwathama has killed the Pandavas, but when he investigated, he found out no, and then he was very angry. And in the meantime, when the Pandavas came to know that they have lost these 5 children, they were aghast, and everyone was in such a state of sadness. And Draupadi, being the mother, one can understand her agonies. And then Bhima, being the personality that he was very angry, and he took a vow, and he said he will kill Ashwathama. But finally, when Ashwathama was brought, there was a change of heart in Draupadi. Draupadi said, don't kill him, because he is the son of Dronacharya, and I can understand the agony of the mother. And finally, Krishna was also present, and they were deliberating whether to kill him, what kind of punishment. Finally, Ashwathama was left after being wounded. So he carried a jewel in his head. So his jewel was taken out and he was released. So that is the episode of Ashwathama. And but Ashwathama was such a personality. Even after all these, he still hasn't forgotten the revenge, and he shoots the Brahmastra to kill Parikshit, who was growing in the womb of Uttara. As we know, Uttara is the widow of Arjun's son, who was killed in the battle. So Uttara is carrying the child Parikshit, and when the Brahmastra was shot by Ashwathama, it destroyed the fetus growing in the womb. But Sri Krishna has appeared there, and he is protecting him. So that is the picture. Sri Krishna is in a very small size. It's the size of a thumb. He enters the womb of Uttara, and he protects Parikshit. Actually, he revives his life, and he negates the Brahmastra which was thrown. So that is the story about Parikshit Maharaj, and then Parikshit Maharaj is the son of is the grandson of Arjun, and the son of Uttara, and he will take over the kingdom. So he will take over the kingdom, and in the later part of the session, we will briefly talk about how Parikshit Maharaj was ruling the kingdom, and he was a very able king, and how he received the age of Kali. But let's do a time check. So now at this point, we can pause, and I can request Vikas ji and Vijay ji to take over and do the introduction part, and then we can resume the second leg of the session.
Yeah, so let's have the introduction. So maybe we can ask, let me unmute people. So first we'll start with Amit ji. Would you like to introduce?
Hello,
Yeah.
Namaskar.
You can start your video if possible.
Video also, yeah, it's possible. So, Namaskar. My name is Amit Prasoon, and I am from Patna, but currently I am staying with my family in Netherlands. And there is a city called Eindhoven, and I am working here for an IT company, which is Wipro. And I am staying here with my wife and one son. That's it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And happy to be part of this session. Yeah.
Are you in the group? Yeah. WhatsApp group?
Yeah, I'm in the group. Yeah, I'm in the group.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Amiji, Vikas ji is also from the same area where you come from. Vikas ji, who is talking to you, is also from Bihar.
Okay.
So that, Rajesh, am I right? You are from Bihar?
Yeah.
Yep. So there are many devotees who are from Bihar. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite Bharti ji. Bharti ji.
Hare Krishna, I'm from Manchester. Stockport.
You can on the video if possible.
I can't at the moment.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the first time I've joined in today.
Thank you.
Bharti, my name is Surinder. I am in Manchester, and I am on the Gita Bhavan WhatsApp group also.
Yes, I think that's where I've got the link from beginning.
Yes, if I can be of any help to you, Bharti Devi, so we are here.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Bharti.
Yeah. Next is Dikshit ji. Dikshit ji, can you on the video? Yeah, if possible.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Good morning. I am Dikshit Pandya. I am from the London and just staying close to the Watford Temple. Again, today I was a bit late to join because Saturday is quite busy for me. I'm working on the Saturdays, but enjoyed whenever I started, and very blissful that I'm part of the group. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Harish ji. Harish ji, can you unmute?
Hello, namaste.
Yeah, can you on the video possible?
Not because.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No problem. Yeah.
I love to, but.
Yeah, that's okay. Just go ahead.
I just was checking my WhatsApp, as usual. We all do that. and I've seen this link, so I thought let me. It was very nice to hear that the explanation of Bhagavad Gita, and so.
So you're from which city, Harishji?
Sorry, I'm in London. I'm in London, in Hounslow. I live in Hounslow. Yeah, so it's nice. Yeah, nice to hear all this. Thank you for letting me see this.
Are you in the Bhagavatam group, WhatsApp group?
No, I'm not. I got this from other group.
Okay,
right?
we'll send you the link to join the Bhagavatam group. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Next, Varalakshmi ji. Varalakshmi ji, can you unmute? Yeah. Okay, it's not possible. Yeah, you can unmute and then on the video possible.
Hello. Hello.
Radhe, yes, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
I am in Visakhapatnam. I am Varalakshmi. I am in Visakhapatnam.
Thank you.
I am
Welcome.
joined today only. Hello.
From Visakhapatnam.
Yes.
Yeah. Any comments about the program, the Bhagavad Mahapuran? Any feedback?
I like it very much. I listening.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
speak only Telugu.
Okay.
As well.
So I think we have some few classes in Telugu also. Rajesh ji, if you can, maybe we can share the details. I think Swami Mukundan ji have Bhagavad classes actually.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So if you
Thank you very
can ping me your number, WhatsApp number, then we will send you that.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
thank you. Next is Mohit ji.
Hello, Radhe Radhe. This is
Rather,
Mohit. I live in London. I'm originally from Kota, Rajasthan. I live with my daughter and my wife. She just woke up. This is my daughter. Not in a very good shape, but yeah. So yeah, this is the first time I'm joining this session, right? And it was very nice, and I look forward for future sessions. And next time I'll be more prepared for these sessions. But thanks a lot, Radhe Radhe.
Mohit, what age is your daughter?
She is about to be 3, right? You can say 2 year, 10 months.
Right. We are contemplating starting the for the children classes Bhagavatam and Gita in few months. And
Okay.
Vikas, if you can send your details to Vikasji, we will let Vikasji lives in the West London as well. There are
Okay.
few devotees. They are living in the West London.
I see.
So they can support you also as well from children point of view, from your point of view. And there are Sankirtan or bhajan around in that area as well, in the West London.
That's great. That's great. I live in Hounslow only, West London. Yeah, it will be great.
Yes,
Great to meet.
you're in the West London. So
Yeah.
you're welcome. Please.
Because you also in Hounslow, so you can come get connected.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe.
Yeah. I think we have done for the introduction.
Okay, so we have another 15 minutes or so. So we have actually covered about 2/3 of the first canto. We will have one more session where we will take up the topics about how Lord, how Parikshit Maharaj received the age of Kali. So there are 4 ages: Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga. In one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manvantar. One Manvantar means the lifespan of a Manu. So in the 14 Manvanta, in each Manvanta, there are 71 Chaturyugis. In each Manvanta, there are 71 Chaturyugis. Chaturyugi is the cycle of 4 yugas: Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga. So in this day of Brahma, which is the first day in the 51st year, our Brahmaji has completed his 50 years. Now we are in the 51st year. And in the 51st year, this is the first day. So in the first day of Brahma, 6 Manvantars are completed. We are in the 7th Manvantar. And the name of our Manu is Vaivaswat Manu. He is our ancestral father. Now, as I said, in each Manvantar, there are 71 Chaturyugis. So 27 Chaturyugis are over and 28 Chaturyugi is ongoing. In the 28th Chaturyugi, Satyug, Treta, and Dwapar are completed. And we are in Kali Yuga. We are in about 5,000 years after the in the Kali Yuga. So at the end of Dwapar, Mahabharat war has taken place. So that as far as the time frame is concerned, we can get an idea. And so Sri Krishna appeared in the Dwapar age. Sri Krishna lived on the earth for 120 years and then he went back to his divine abode. And so we are into the age of Kali. And the episode that we will learn how Parikshit Maharaj, who was present when Dwapar age was changing to Kali, he received the personality of Kali. Kali is personified also. And how Kali was beating the bull. So the story is that there is a conversation going on between the bull and the cow. The bull is representing the dharma and the cow is representing the dhara, Prithvi. So the Mother Earth is very much tormented because of the sinful activities going on. Because as the age changes, Satyug to Treta, Treta to Dwapar, and Dwapar to Kali, the dharma also keeps reducing. In Satyuga, the dharma-rupi ox, the bull which represents the dharma, it has all the 4 legs strong. But in Treta, 1 leg is broken. In Dwapar, 2 legs. In Treta, 2 legs are broken. In one leg is broken. In Dwapar, 2 legs are broken. In Kali Yuga, 3 legs are broken. So you can imagine the strength of the bull has reduced to just 1 leg in Kali Yuga. So the bull dharma is in a very bad shape. So the conversation is about the miseries ongoing. And this is when Parikshit Maharaj sees that a person who is dark complexioned, he is in the category of Shudra and he is beating the bull with a stick. So he challenges that because he's a very a powerful king and a very just king. So the conversation takes place. All this we will take up in the next session. Now, because of the shortage of time, we can perhaps go for some interactive session, some questions and answers, and anything else which Vikasji or Vijayji, you can suggest.
Yeah. So anyone have any question? Aradhya, do you have any question? You can unmute and then ask.
Hello. I don't have any questions though. Thanks for asking. I really enjoyed your session. It was really wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Radhe Radhe.
Aparna, any question?
Just to say Radhe Radhe to everyone, and in this busy life, and we find some time to at least hear some blissful words from Rajesh Bhaiya, and so that we can go towards the devotion of Lord Sri Krishna, and we can also surrender ourselves on his fate. So I think this is a wonderful session, and I really look forward to the upcoming ones. Thank you so much, and Radhe Radhe to everyone.
Sheila ji.
What I wanted to find out was about Ashwatthama. I have never been able to figure out why, although he was the same, he was disciple of Dronacharya. He had same sort of, siksha like Arjun and Yudhishthir and others. And yet he had so much venom and so much vendetta in his heart that in spite of the Mahabharata war, he still chose to take revenge on the Pandavas. I know he would have done it for the Pandavas because he was against them right from the beginning. But even after the war was over, why did he choose to do that, and why did he? Why could he not let go?
Very profound question. So, if you look into the personality of Duryodhana, so elsewhere in the scriptures, we read that Duryodhana himself has admitted that he knows Sri Krishna is God, and he doesn't stand a chance against Sri Krishna. So, but still he is inimical to him. So this is the power of Maya. We can interpret it this way. And but in the scriptures, we also know that the personalities who are there, they are performing a leela. For example, in Ramayana, Ravan is the greatest devotee of the Lord in his original form. As Jai and Vijay, he is the gatekeeper at the Vaikunt. So there is a reason why he has taken up this role, because Ram has to perform the Ram Leela, and to perform the Ram Leela, he needs an adversary. So Ravan selected to do the role. So that is another reason for personalities who are originally devotees of the Lord, but to give us the knowledge and the lessons, they take up such roles. So that is one explanation. And because Ashwatthama is a friend of Duryodhana and is loyal to him, he cannot bear the pain of his master, and that is why he is doing everything so abominable to please his master. That is another explanation. Thank you.
Okay, oh, that's good. Thank you. Thank you, Bhaiya. Radhe Radhe.
Hema ji, any question or any suggestion? Are you in mute, Hema ji? You are on mute? Just unmute yourself.
Radhe Radhe, everyone. I'm just enjoying and absorbing the knowledge from the Bhagavatam, because I've got 2 classes going. One with Rajesh Bhaiya in another time zone, where we've just finished chapter 4. So then I'm starting at the beginning with this one. So I'm finding them very beneficial. I didn't even know the Bhagavatam was one of our most sacred scriptures until now. I had this thought image in my head that the Bhagavad Gita was the most important scripture. But the Bhagavatam is just packed with so much knowledge on how to do the devotion, how to find that connection, the different leelas, the earth, the creation. For me, it's just fascinating and mind-blowing. There's not enough hours in the day for me. But I'm really enjoying it, and I just thank all the volunteers so much. The effort that they all put in from both sides, from the UK and USA side. Because without that, I won't be where I am now with the knowledge. So thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Actually, I should say that Hemaji is a great example for all of us, a great source of inspiration, because I see her in the Bhagavad Gita session, US session. I see her in Bhagavad Mahapuran, US session. So I wonder, does she even sleep 3 hours or 2 hours or 4 hours every day? So that is something amazing. This is the hunger for God, which will bring God realization at your doorstep in no time. Thank you so much.
And
Thank
she has
you,
got a
Hemaj.
full-time job. Bhaiya, she's got a full-time job as well.
See,
Hemaj, unreal.
unbelievable. Yes.
So there is one raised hand. I'm not sure what's the name, but can you unmute yourself? It's iPad. Can you unmute yourself? Name is not visible. It's iPad here.
So while he unmutes, anyone else with any feedback, any comments?
Yeah, we have Rakesh ji. Rakesh ji, you would like to introduce yourself? Yeah, he is unable now. Yeah.
Yes, please go ahead. iPad.
Yeah, you can speak now. You can introduce your name and yeah.
My name is Ambubai Patel. I have been trying. Thank you very much.
You have any question?
No, not yet. Yeah, not at the moment.
Yeah.
Welcome very much. Which city are you from?
Well, I'm from UK.
Yeah.
In which city in UK?
Chelmsford, Essex.
Okay.
Welcome and Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Rakesh ji, would like to unmute yourself or introduce? Rakesh ji. Anyone else have any questions?
I've got one question for
Yeah.
Rajesh ji.
Yes, Mohit ji.
So, yeah, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe.
So while you were explaining the Bhishma Pitama chapter today, right? You said, right?
Satyabhama Jamgavan Kalindi Mitravanda.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so let me repeat the question, right? So
Yeah,
Rajesh, you were explaining Bhishma Pitama chapter today, right? And
Yeah.
you said Bhishma Pitama was brahmachari by birth, right? But he was not brahmachari by birth, in my opinion, right? Maybe my knowledge is wrong, right? I thought he took a Bhishma
He took the
Pratigya.
vow. You are right. He took the vow.
Yeah.
You know, once his father wanted to marry, you know, Satyavati, and that he took the vow that there will never be a division of the kingdom. So you are right. That's what exactly I meant. So he took a vow at a very young age. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Radhe Radhe.
Yeah, Rakesh, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
My name is Rakesh Chinna. I'm from India.
Yes, Rakesh ji. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Yeah.
You have any questions or any comment?
Anything you want to say?
No, I'm hearing not yet. No question.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So maybe we should hear a little bit from Sohini ji, and then we can go for the conclusion.
Yeah, Sohini ji.
No questions. I'm really just taking it all in. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Vijay, can you show the last slide for the other classes?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So in the remaining slides, there is a description of all the other programs. And, also, okay, so this is birth of King Parikshit, and so here I have given a description, the program for other. Bhagavad Mahapuran.
Rajesh ji,
Yeah.
sorry, I mean, I had one question.
Yeah,
So will
yes,
there
please.
will there be any session in Hindi as well?
Yeah, so actually, we were wondering whether we should have the session in Hindi or English. So it was decided to cater to the youth and the children, and
Yeah.
also considering the location, English was preferred. But I'm open, and if the organizers would like to have some Hindi classes also separately, I would love to do that. And I'm sure we have this in mind, and I will talk to Surender ji and Vikas ji to have some Hindi sessions also. This program will continue in English as we have
that's fine.
decided, but there will be some parallel programs. I think Vikas ji and Surender ji, Vijay ji, Anjan ji, we will all discuss about it and let you know.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
Rajesh.
very much. So these are the schedule for Bhagwat Mahapuran and Bhagavad Gita sessions. I'm an instructor with JKYOG Academy, US. So actually, I'm in Singapore. I'm based in Singapore. I've been living in Singapore for more than 20 years. I'm a senior manager in oil and gas industry. So I started, attending Swamiji's classes, and that's how I came to know. And for the last few years, I've been sharing whatever little I have learned on Bhagavad Gita and Bhagwat Mahapuran. So these are the two US classes. And also, if someone wants to contact me, you are most welcome. I've also come out with a formula for the work-life balance. It is called Formula 44, work-life balance. So where I have, based on Swami Mukundanand's teaching, I have formulated simple 4 rules for food and nutrition and 4 rules for exercise. And I 100% believe that if we, take these simple baby steps and try to adopt these 8 steps in our life every day, which are very simple to do, our life, can change, and we will have so much of health benefits, etc. So when we say health, it is not only the physical health, it is a spiritual health, it is the mental health, it is the holistic wellness we are talking about. So please, if you get a chance, go into the channel and learn about Formula 44. And also, you are most welcome to attend other sessions. And then Vikas ji, yes, Vikas ji, I had sent one very small bhajan. Perhaps in the next 2 minutes, we can just sing that bhajan, and then we can conclude.
Sure. Yeah. We will display now. Yeah.
Okay. So this is called Braj Ke Sevaiya, a very profound bhajan which talks about the transitoriness of our life, that our life is so transitory. Shankaracharya says that it is like a water drop on the petal of a lotus flower. Any moment the life can go. And then we can lose the opportunity to come out of this, the conditioned existence. So life is so precious. Human life happens after many opportunities. So this is a sentiment about that and how important the devotion is. So I will just quickly sing this bhajan and then we can conclude. Chana bhangur jeevan ki kalika, कल प्रात को जाने खिली ना खिली, मलयाचल की शीतल अरुमंद, मलयाचल की शीतल अरुमंद, सुगंध समीर चली ना चली, कलिकाल कुठार लिए फिरता, कलिकाल कुठार लिए फिरता, तन कोमल चोट झिली ना झिली, रटलेरी रसना हरि नाम, तू अंत को जाने, मिली हिली ना हिली, तू अंत को जाने, हिली ना हिली। जय जय श्यामा, जय जय श्याम, जय जय श्यामा, जय जय श्याम, जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय श्यामा, जय जय श्याम, जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। Can you go on to the next sheet? Yeah. मन में तो बसी बस चाह यही, मन में तो बसी बस चाह यही, पिय नाम तुम्हारा उचारा करूं, बिठला के तुम्हें मन मंदिर में, मन मोहिनी रूप निहारा करूं। दृग पात्र में प्रेम का जल भरी के, पद पंकज नाम पखारा करूं। बन प्रेम पुजारी तुम्हारा प्रभु, नित आरती भव्य उतारा करूं, नित आरती भव्य उतारा करूं। हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा, हमारो धन राधा राधा राधा, हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा, हमारो धन राधा राधा राधा, जीवन धन राधा राधा राधा, प्राण धन राधा राधा राधा, हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा, हमारो धन राधा राधा। बोलिए श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय,
जय।
सरकार की जय।
जय
जय श्री राधे,
राधे,
जय श्री
जय श्री
राधे,
राधे,
जय
जय
श्री
श्री
राधे।
राधे।
जय श्री राधे।
So, my gratitude and thanks to all of you for giving me an opportunity to share whatever little I have gathered. I am also a student, I am also a sadhak, so I am learning along with all of you. And truly, the absorption and the reading of Bhagwat Katha is absolutely out of the world. There is no doubt about it. And how glorious it is, we will be learning more and more about Bhagwat Katha, the song of God, the stories of God in the coming sessions. With that, I hand over to Vikas ji and Malik ji and everyone, and Anjan ji and Vijay ji to conclude today's session.
Thank you so much, Rajesh Priya, for this wonderful session and for finding out time and, working on all the slides and picking out all the important notes from the Bhagavatam. We have less time and we can't go through everything from the book if we start. So thank you so much for summarizing everything in detail and giving us all the nuggets from the Bhagavatam, and so that we can understand in the simple terms and simple way. And as we all know that just by listening to the Bhagavatam, we can cleanse our mind with all the impurities we have in our mind, like whether it is greed, anger, everything, we can just get rid of it. So I would ask all the participants to also go back and share this sessions with their friends and families, so that they can also get benefited. On weekends, just 1 hour, and if we are just hearing to the Supreme Lord who has created us and who has given so much to us, and so it's just by hearing we can do so much for him. So let's try to share as much we can. And there's also a feedback form that we have added, and I've shared in the chat. So if anybody has any questions in terms of spiritual, or how to do bhakti, or how to know, understand questions, or if they have any questions from the Bhagavatam, they can put a note in the form. And then, like Malik Bhaiya and Bikash we have mentioned earlier, like we are starting with new sessions on Gita, and also will be starting our children's program shortly, like in a few months. So we would need lots of volunteers for all the activities. So we have also shared the volunteer form so that you can provide your details, so that we can contact you, and we can see where you guys can fit and help us in giving something to the society and community. Yeah, with that, thanks everyone, and thanks again Rajesh Priya and all the team, like for doing the seva. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe everyone. Radhe Radhe. Thank you.
Radhe Radhe everyone. Thank you.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Vikas Bhaiya?
Yes.
Radhe
Can I
Radhe.
request, the slide with Rajesh Bhaiya's details to be put on the group, please?
Sure, we will do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to share with all the participants that Maharajji, Kripaliji Maharaj, which is the 5th Jagat Guru, he has given unlimited literature to us. And the Sankirtans which we are singing, they are from his books. And you are welcome to see them on the internet, and as well as unlimited literature which is available to absorb our mind in divinity. Thank you. Radhe.
Are there some in English?
This is in Hindi, the books which I am showing you, but there are in English as well. Lakshmiji is available in English also. Some of them, not all of them. They're like Rajeshji was reading. That was in Hindi and in English and translation. Those are available. And I'll display them. If you give me a second, I'll display them. Like this is a book which is which is a selection of it, and it's in Hindi and as well in English. Is there? It's called the Radha Krishna Gungan. Is there available?
Thank you. Radhe.
Can be shared. There is no problem, and that will give you absorption and divinity, and in a very, very scientific manner. Maharajji has in all his Sankirtans given the know-how and as well how to absorb our mind in Guru Hari's Naam Roop Gun Leela Dham, and very easily. And we get absorbed, our sentiments are fully engaged into that, and that's very, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, with this, we will conclude the session. Thank you, everyone, for joining the session. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe.
Thanks, everyone.